Joining me now, my very good friend Dale Bellis. Dale is the executive director and the founder of Liberty HealthShare. That's my HealthShare organization. I've been with them since the Obamacare debacle raised my premium to over $1,000 with a $10,000 deductible and a penalty. And we found Liberty HealthShare as an alternative for my family. It's worked great. Now my 29-year-old son is on it. He's a college professor. We're starting again at the University of Mississippi, and didn't even want to participate in their program, right? We have to pay certain amount of money in, and you get the Aetna share, whatever. He's like, I love Liberty HealthShare. It's easy. It's like paying cash. Why should I pay into a system that it's inefficient anyway? I got to it's copay, and I only have a certain list of doctors. And he said, I'm just going to stick with what I have. So now you've got people that have Liberty that went in there because it was a good alternative. Now, you take my son who's 29. He's got, you go to the work for the state. You got Cadillac insurance. He doesn't even want to buy. It's a couple $100 a month you pay into it. He doesn't want to even pay that. He's like, I'm sticking with what I have because it's easy. It's great. I understand it. I like it. And so he said, that's the way for me to go. And I told Dale about that. And he's joining us now. Dale Bellis, founder, executive director of Liberty HealthShare. Dale, good to have you.
Oh, good morning, John. Thanks for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be with you.
I tell you what, when you look at your organization, because I sent you this note, because a lot of people went to Liberty HealthShare because they were looking for an alternative to Obamacare, right? They couldn't afford the premiums. They took a look at it. But here's what you're finding. Those that have done that, like myself and my family, who have been on it now for a very long time, you can't go back. This is the amazing thing. Some people went into your organization, the Share organization, because they didn't want to pay $1,000 premiums and $10,000 deductibles or penalties and had no insurance, right? Now the penalty is gone, but what you're finding out is once you're with LHS Liberty HealthShare and you're out of the whole insurance rat race, you're just out of it, you don't want to go back. Even if you get a job like my son, University of Mississippi, state government, great plan, share plan, he doesn't want to go back to that. He's not interested. Now, what does that? We
have 240,000 members in all 50 states, John, and that is the resounding message that we receive from them. They wouldn't do it any other way.
Right.
And it's primarily for two reasons. One, as you've mentioned, we meet each other's health care costs at half the cost of conventional health insurance, so it's cost-efficient, cost-effective, number one. And number two, we transform our health care dollars that we used to send away to a company black hole somewhere. We now see where that money's going every month, and it's going to another person. So we're investing literally in the life of another breathing human being and helping to pay their bills. And that brings such a sense of fulfillment and gratitude knowing that my money's helping real people.
I got to tell you, once you go to Liberty HealthShare and you get involved in the system and you understand how it works, and it's not that hard. I mean, the simplicity of it, as I've told many, many people that I encourage to check it out, is it's basically the first time you go to the doctor. Some of them are just not going to know what it is. They have to call the number in the back of the card. You get that resolved in 10 minutes, and then that's the end of it, right? Then you can go to whatever doctor, you can go to your doctor or whatever. All they have to do, if they don't know the procedure, call the back of the card. And guess what? They don't hit 8 buttons. Somebody actually answers the phone. They talk to a person who then can explain everything. And it's the easiest thing. And even the paperwork is cleaner, right? You'll get the bill, you get the negotiation, and then you'll get what LHS has paid. And if you have a deductible or actually a non-shared amount, Dale, I'm sorry, there's a non-shared amount, scratch that, non-shared amount, you have to pay that, but it's so clean. There's not it's not confusing, you can't figure it out. You go back to the days where you had all this paperwork to do and you could never figure anything out. This is the cleanest method. What you're seeing is people that came to you Now, even though they might have another alternative like the old way, they don't want to go back. That, I think, is really a testament to what you've been able to do.
Well, everything is disclosed online. We each have an online account. We call it our share box. We see where our money's going every month. When we go to the doctor or hospital, that bill shows up, shows exactly what adjustments are made to it. Members participate. We send the check out of the receiving member's account. It's all transparent, disclosed, and available for the member. And that's what I believe, John, in my heart of hearts, is the way to change the system in America in healthcare is to give choice and power, control to the individual customer. We do that in every other area of our economic lives, and yet in healthcare, for some reason, we send our money away to a third party somewhere who takes care of it all. Here, we have power, control, oversight over the care of our own health, and that's the way it ought to be.
A whole rat race, the way it is now, of getting involved in traditional healthcare coverage and all the paperwork that goes with it, and there's all uncertainty. I mean, it's so stupid. I mean, it's Liberty HealthShare. Look, if you're not involved in it and you don't know what it is, check it out. Go to libertyhealthshare.org, libertyhealthshare.org, or give them a call. They will actually get this. They'll actually answer the phone. You don't have to press 8 buttons. 855-585-4237, 855-585-4237, or go to libertyhealthshare.org, libertyhealthshare.org. Dale, let's talk about the future of healthcare in America. In the election in 2018, all the polls show that healthcare was the number one issue and a leading issue to why Republicans lost control of the House, because the Democrats were seen to be offering better alternatives for people as far as, keeping certain coverages and pre-existing conditions and things of that nature. When you look at this as somebody who founded an alternative company that's so successful, what do you see as the future of healthcare in America as it relates to the traditional methodology?
Well, the most pressing issue is the skyrocketing costs of healthcare. There's been a separation of the money that we spend for a premium from the actual care at the doctor's office or at the hospital. And so the focus has been on insurance rates as opposed to the cost of actual care. And I believe that the answer to that future in terms of controlling costs is to put the decisions in the hands of the individual customer, the consumer. When we feel not only responsibility for our health, but we have a sense of ownership over the money, the costs begin to be controlled because I've got some skin in the game then. I have control over my money. That makes the difference. And so the conversation to date has been about either government controlling completely the healthcare system or doubling down on the third-party insurance system. My perspective is just simply give control to the consumer, and that will change it almost overnight.
So how do you navigate your way through this, Dale Bellis, going forward? I mean, I get what you're saying, but this is the raging debate now, and it's going to continue in the political realm through 2020. How do you get a national discussion on the share concept and how effective that is and how you bring costs down that way? How do you inject what you've done into the national dialogue? Is that a sensible question?
It's certainly a fair question. We've certainly been having conversations with those on Capitol Hill, policymakers as well as legislators, about how to inject this sense of consumer engagement. And it's essentially a change of the flow of money, John. And our proposal to them over and over again is over 55 to 60% of all Americans receive their health care through their employer. It's provided for them. But if we simply change the flow of money so that it's in the hands of the employee to decide what's in their best interest, and suddenly they're making choices and decisions about which program is best for them, and they feel a sense of ownership on those dollars, then true consumer decisions begin to be made. And that's the initial most important factor here. Put the money back into the hands of the consumer. That's our message to the policymakers, and we're gaining some traction there.
I think if you can continue to do that, you've got the ability, Dale Bellis, to change really some of the dialogue going into the national political debate in 2020. This isn't really a partisan issue because healthcare is nonpartisan. You want to be able to provide it for yourself and your family. It's not really a Democrat issue, Republican issue, conservative or liberal. It's what is the best approach in order to cover the most people in the most efficient way. And I think you guys are onto something that is potentially could change the debate. That's why I'm excited about it. We're with Dale Bellis. Dale is the founder and the executive director of Liberty HealthShare. That's my HealthShare company. I've been with them now for 7 years. My family and I. Also, my oldest son in Mississippi is with them. And he had an opportunity to go on the state health plan as a University of Mississippi employee and decided not to. He wanted to stay with Liberty HealthShare because he said he didn't want to go backwards. 855-585-4237. 855-585-4237. Go to libertyhealthshare.org. Here's the thing. You can go on their website and you can simply ask for a quote. And you'll put everything there and you'll get one back. And I'm telling you, when you get it back, you're going to think it's a mistake like I did and say, oh, I didn't put my family in, or I didn't put a name in, or I'm missing 2 of my children. You're going to think it's a mistake, but it's real and it's great. Dale, final question. We got a couple more minutes. The fact that President Trump got rid of the mandate, like if you don't buy insurance, under Obamacare yet, you had a fine. The fact that the president got rid of that, has that had any impact on your company at all?
It's had negligible impact, and we've gone through this most recent open enrollment period when people are making decisions about the future of their health care, and they're joining in droves regardless of the mandate. Thankfully, we're not subject to that mandate, even though, interestingly, at the end of the year, people have been trained to make their plans for the coming year or for the prospective year. But folks can join us any month in the course of the year, John. That's the good news. We're not subject to that open enrollment calendar, and so folks can join us and make a decision if they either miss the open enrollment or don't like the current plan or have buyer's remorse. They can come and join us now.
All right. It is the way to go. Go to libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Or give them a call, 855-585-4237. Look, there's a lot of people that you can talk to one way or the other, but my family's been on it for 7 years. My oldest son is now on it by choice, had a chance to go to the Cadillac state-run program and opted out to stay with Liberty HealthShare as a single person that he's on because he says it's simply the way to go. He doesn't want to give it up. It's better, he says. So this is coming from not, people that are doing advertising or something. This is coming from somebody that's been in the Liberty HealthShare family with his own family for 7 years with a child. It's a big deal. And I couldn't be happier. And I would never take an alternative to that. Once you're into it, it's like I would never go back. Dale, thank you. 855.
What a pleasure, John, and thank you for that encouragement. We're grateful for not only your participation, but all the members across the nation in all 50 states. And it is, as you've just pointed out, it's a grassroots movement. It's the individual consumer breaking out of the norm and joining our community and meeting healthcare costs together.
It's one day, one time you're going to go and somebody's going to say, what is this? It's one day. And you get past that one day, and it's great for the rest of your life. So 855-585-4237, libertyhealthshare.org.